And we are live. Hi, friends that are watching us on Facebook. We're going to do our little intro and then we're going to get started with our podcasting this week. Hope everybody's doing well, well as they can be. Let's see here. Okay, you ready, Mary?
I'm ready.
Welcome to Get Your Shoot Together, the photographer's podcast where we discuss studio, business, life, and keeping it all in line. I am Kira Derryberry.
I am Mary Fisk Taylor.
How you doing, Mary Fisk Taylor?
Doing. It's interesting times.
Fun, super fun time.
Super not fun time. No, it's not fun. I mean, honestly, you can't complain when you have all the luxuries of home and cable or Netflix or whatever, and I
Yeah,
mean,
but can't you complain a little?
a little, yeah, a little. I mean, yeah, it's just hard because I can't go anywhere. I can't travel. I can't see my friends. I can't work, which
Cabin
is really a
cabin
bummer.
fever is a little
It's strong,
it's a little real right now.
almost as strong as this drink right here.
Ooh,
Oh,
well, now that you said that, I'm going to pour mine as well. So it's happy hour, so this is we don't always get to record during happy hour.
no, and we usually have to go back to work. So
And we usually have to go back to work. I saw something on Facebook because the first 2 weeks of quarantine, boy, I was ambitious. You know what I mean? Like I was
you were,
feeling, I was, and so were you. You're still,
yes,
I think you're still got way more drive than me, and I admire it. But I was like, I had all these projects, and I still have them, and I'm still working on them. But the realities of homeschool and how much attention that needs, and then just allowing Kevin to do his job that he's still getting paid for. You know what I mean? And me handling the rest of the house. Those realities have sort of set in, and I'm not complaining because none of it's negative, like super bad or anything. It's just I don't have as much time as I actually thought I was going to have.
right. I think that's a really great point, and I think I'm not in that position. Obviously, I don't have little ones in the house, so I'm not worried. I'm not in the homeschool place. My kids are home; they are homeschooling themselves, but they're in college and grad school, so they're doing their own thing. I could not possibly teach them a thing. So I think that we don't. I mean, first of all, thank you to the teachers out there.
God,
I mean, I
major
cannot imagine
appreciation.
there's one person right now who's not like, so you know what? School's about a lot more than I ever thought. I mean, just the energy it must be taking, the creativity to try to come up with things. I've loved watching my friends who have little kids at home, and I guess Romp and Roll now has some online where you can do gym with Romp and Roll, especially for the really
Oh,
little
that's
ones.
cute. Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to watch all these companies pull together and do this stuff. But I mean, that is a full day. And then you still have a job and a house to run. And none of us have any extra services right now. Like if you usually use a dry cleaner or, I mean, most of us don't. I don't know about you guys or anybody that maybe I don't know if you had somebody that helped clean your house. I don't know. We have none of that. I can't even
No.
get my hair cut, which is
Oh gosh,
going to really start
Kevin
bothering me
Kevin
here.
wants me to cut his hair, and that's just a daily conversation that's happening now. And at some point, I may have to. Which I watched a tutorial. That's how you know what I mean. Like
Okay.
that's how real it's getting. I may have to do it. Um, Today, I'll be honest with you. I took a shower an hour ago.
Okay.
It's 4 o'clock in the
Well, in
afternoon.
your defense, we did have 3 full online days of PPA board meetings,
We did.
which we couldn't get anything. I didn't get anything done Monday, Tuesday,
No.
Wednesday because it was a lot of heavy stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, as a board of directors, and I mean, I almost got a little weepy there. If I didn't love PPA before, I mean, talk about some unsung heroes. I mean, staff must be working around the clock. I mean, our CFO, COO, I mean, he's giving webinars. Him and David both, our CEO and CFO, both yesterday, right after that board meeting, jumped on another one. All the financial stuff, the education, there's so much. We just had to do 3 days of it, and I was exhausted. I mean,
It was a lot. It was a lot. We had a full day just reporting back what's going on with staff, what they're doing, all the efforts they're making, all the webinars they're putting together. I'm sharing with other people in other industries the resources that we've been putting out. It's been
They're top notch.
I say we because the royal we represent PPA, but certainly we are not responsible for that
Not
wonderful
a thing
stuff.
to do with it.
No, no, no. So so yeah, so that was a heavy few days, but yeah. So today I'm in sweatpants. I got some new sweatpants with pockets for my birthday,
Nice.
and
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then earlier for PE, I found a large box that our Christmas tree had come in,
Hmm.
and I put Lucy in it, and I shoved her down the hill in the back. She
Okay.
loved it.
I bet she loved that. Who wouldn't love that?
And then I quickly realized that the hill isn't steep enough for a self-propelled sort of movement.
Oh,
And
got
so
it.
it became me pushing her down the hill, which became a
Right.
lot more like PE for me, which was not
I
exact.
was gonna say, who exactly is having PE? Sounds like you.
It wasn't, I didn't anticipate that. And then Kevin, I thought he wasn't home. I thought he had to go, he was going out for provisions and he hadn't left yet. And he came running around the bushes to join us, but I thought we were being attacked by somebody. Like, so I
Oh, you
screamed.
should stay out of your backyard.
I don't go
First it was
outside.
the bee, now it's the
I
Kevin.
know. I don't do well. I'm startled easily outdoors, is essentially what.
Yeah. It's just not your
It's
territory.
just not really my territory. So, but yeah, but that, so the days are sort of running together. And, but anyway, I watched this, there's a comedian, her name's Tanya Hennessy, and she does like silly, funny videos. And, I think she's Australian, and she's always so funny. And she posted a video the other day, that was like, I don't know who needs to hear this. But she says, I am receiving a lot of information online that says that with this time I need to be learning a new language and renovating my home and all of these things. And she goes, and how about we just loosen that grip a little bit? Because she was like,
So true.
because I'm having trouble being motivated. I'm just doing it day to day. And she's like, and that's okay. And she's like,
Yeah.
I make videos online and I'm supposed to be funny every day. And I am struggling to come up with video content because I feel more pressure than ever to like be funnier and and so that's resonating with me a little bit, if
No, I
that
think
makes
that's
sense.
absolutely true. And it does make sense. And it is hard. I mean, we get inspired. I mean, a lot of times creatively and for our businesses, the inspiration comes from our amazing clients and delivering work and creating work and their reaction or a great sale or,
Yeah.
we're not getting any of that. So as creatives, photographers, we're missing a big chunk of our being. Like, you know what I mean? So it's really hard to get motivated to work in my business that, quite frankly, is not existent right now. And for me in Virginia, it could be 6 more weeks. I mean, June 10th or 7 more weeks. So it's kind of hard. So all these things, I'm still working and I'm still doing things and, getting my emails out, keeping my campaign up, keeping my brand awareness out there. I do think that if bare minimum, that's what I have to keep doing.
And I think it's working. I mean, I know it's working because that's the bare minimum that I am putting out now as well. Just anything that I can show, I am showing,
Yeah.
and I am booking stuff for later, and people are
Yeah.
being fairly understanding about that. But it brings me to a topic that I thought is pretty relevant right now that I wanted to cover. I am getting clients, and I know you are too. I know everybody's getting these clients right now who are asking. I had a client that asked me if I was still shooting,
Hmm.
and and this is a client that I have monthly, and it's a headshot client. She says, "Are you still shooting during the," and then quotations, "the stay-at-home order?"
Ooh, okay. Read between those lines.
And I'm not
Like it's fake.
saying that she was saying, you know what I mean? It was a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Can't wink, by the way.
Hmm.
Could you, if I won't tell if you won't tell sort of feeling, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's not the first time that I have gotten that, especially from small jobs,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like, well, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. And I'm not okay with it.
You're not.
I'm not. And I've been, again, we talked about me being kind of an early adopter. I want to do what I can. And I think it's our responsibility to do what we can when the state says you're a non-essential business, you should not be around people unless it's absolutely necessary to get supplies, things that you need, check on a loved one, that sort of thing. I'm not doing it. You
No,
know?
either.
Yeah. And for a time there I was taking some solace in the fact that we weren't it's not that people didn't want to hire me, and it's not that I'm not working because I can't get work. It's because
Right.
nobody's working. But
Right.
then, and I see it in Facebook groups, and I'm seeing people talking about different ways around it. Well, like in Florida, it's groups of less, gatherings more than 10, and you can still go to church, and you can, but you're not, it's real contradictory, the whole thing. And
Hmm.
we know, like, because it's just science. If you're not around people, it's not going to spread as quickly.
Yes. Yes. This is the thing. I I know that the places where people are doing a good job of it will work.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought a very positive statistic that I saw yesterday on NPR, that they talked about that the peak is going to be a lot earlier than they expected, which is good news. They were projecting later in May, and they've actually moved it up to second, third week now of
That's
April
awesome.
for a lot of. You can actually go to npr.org and look at that article, and you can pull your state up and see when your projected peak is.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's a little different. I was talking to some friends last night on a call, and people that are in a town of 25,000 don't even have a case of it
Mm-hmm.
anywhere in their town,
Mm-hmm.
but they're staying home because they,
Mm-hmm.
and these were all photographers, and all of us are abiding by it. But we've also been abiding by it 2 weeks before we were ever there was ever an order in place, or even 3 weeks before an order was in place. In your case, I mean, you were already staying at home before Florida even said stay at
Yeah,
home.
our mayor had come out and said,
That's right. That's right.
but me, I was staying at home before that.
Yeah.
I was weighing heavily my options on shoots that I had scheduled. And then I made a decision it was basically when the mayor, I remember telling you, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, I feel like we shouldn't do these sessions. And then the mayor, thank goodness, like sort of made the decision for me.
Yeah, that's right.
And when the mayor made the decision for me, I thought, okay, now I can put that on
Yeah.
that, and people will understand. Well, a couple of clients didn't understand, and
No, I know.
they found another photographer who was totally willing to, I mean, frankly, break the law.
Well, that's
you
how it
know.
feels, Kira. And I mean, you and I've discussed this. And when I came home from my trip, I self quarantined myself
Yeah.
because I'd been on a plane for 17 hours and went through Atlanta. And I thought, wow, I need to stay away from everybody for at least 2 weeks, because that was what they were saying the period of the incubation period was.
Yeah.
So I chose to do that. Jamie chose to do that because I just thought it was the right thing to do. Like, it just didn't seem responsible of me because I didn't know what I'd been exposed to or not. But, I'm seeing this and I'm hearing people are like, well, I don't want to cancel my Easter minis, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that. And I'm like, well, that's I'm getting a little resentful when I hear and see that wink, wink. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't care that the rest of us are doing it. You're just going to, it's just, it's not more than 10, or it's not more, well, that's not the point. The point is, you don't know how many people you don't know that they didn't go to the grocery store that morning and come into contact with somebody, or pick up a cardboard box from Amazon and not clean it, or I don't know.
Here's the motto. If it feels wrong, it probably is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it feels questionable, if you're like, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be heartless here. Like, I understand, like, I'm not making, income is light.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been investing so much time in all those resources that PPA has been putting out. Trying to get the SBA loan stuff, trying to get my paycheck protection plan going. I applied for some grants through Tallahassee, got accepted for those. So that's great. Trying to find any resource that I can. I'm not fine. I'm not going to be fine if we don't work for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I'm like everybody else. So I'm not just like, but it's just the right thing to do, because we all want to get over this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my husband and I both are out of work
Mm-hmm.
because he sells and he travels, and,
Right.
so heavy machine tools is what he does, but he has to travel. And as much as he's trying to work online or on the phone or whatever, nobody's in,
Mm-hmm.
the shipyard's not open, or what, his clients aren't in their machine shop. So we're out of work. And, the thing is that we're okay right this minute, but the long lasting effects, like, it's going to be interesting. I mean, and I don't want to be doom and gloom, but the projection for fall just isn't really good right now because either, I have to double up and try to get everybody in to make up for this income, or, the new statistics are coming out and they're saying we may have another run of this in the fall.
Yeah.
Which, wow, I mean, I don't know. This podcast is about being happy and having fun and being silly, but I
Well,
mean,
cheers.
well, cheers. But I mean, I'm like, son of a gun, can't we?
It's disheartening, is
It's
all.
disheartening. Can't we get the tests straight so that people can be tested? Can we get some type of a detector? I don't know. Like, it just feels like as progressive as the United States of America is, as much as we have this world, as advanced as we are, it just seems absurd to me that people are at home sewing masks because we've run out of masks for our frontline people. Like, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. Ugh.
It's tough. I have, a group of my girlfriends or my friends from high school, college. They, the Wanderlust girls. And if you're just going to be, we're just going to call them that because I talk about them enough on this podcast. They're recurring characters at this point.
They are.
But the Wanderlust girls a lot of them are in the medical industry. And so the group texts that we have had going on, they're mostly in Alabama. A few of us are different parts of the country, but the ones that are in Alabama are in the medical industry, and they're talking about like, hey, well, can your nurses use these masks? Allison has some masks, and so she was like, can I give these to you? So they're like handing them off in a parking lot, trying to like keep away from each other, but also like give,
Yeah.
it feels bleak, and not
it does.
Not to
it
be
does.
a downer, but.
It feels bleak, but the positive things, and like we said, seeing the way so many people in our communities are coming together and doing nice things. Or I got an email today. I love Cava. I don't know. Do y'all have Cava? Cava's kind of like the Chipotle of
I've
Mediterranean
heard of it,
food. Okay, so you go in and you pick a bowl or this or that, and it's tzatziki and hummus and all this stuff I love.
Like Zoe's.
Yes. It's kind of like Zoe's, except it's got the Chipotle kind of idea where you stand there and you go down the line and they add as many toppings and things. It's that kind of idea. Well, I love that. And I get their emails and I always pay attention. And they're doing, if you buy a Cava meal, they're giving a Cava meal to a frontline worker.
Nice.
Yeah. And I thought, well, that's so cool.
Oh, man.
I mean, so there's a lot of cool things
happening. There's
some
great things going on. Going on. I think that watching the community, like people be human beings and just be the most amazing human beings that they can while stuck at home and doing, that has been that's been incredibly uplifting. That and amazing cat videos. Cause I'm very much, if you have a fun cat video, please send it to me. But, I don't know. I wonder culturally too, this is going to be very, very interesting in the long term because what we're seeing now are people putting out way more content than they ever did. Our friend Jen Hillengay, like she said that she posts more lately than she did in a year. That she's posted more in the last 2 weeks than she has in an entire year, and it's true. And I love what she posts. I always like keeping up with her. I think she's hilarious. So like, I think it's going to be culturally interesting. It's going to change the social media world significantly. I like seeing all the TikTok videos. Jeff and his family did one for Jax, and I thought that was amazing. So, I mean, there's a lot of good coming out of it that I think is lightening up. And I do think the news feed is lightening up, too. I'm not seeing near as much, like, I'm not watching press conferences anymore. There was about a week and a half span where I was just glued to press conferences, and I have cut that out of my life.
Good thing. And there aren't as many, quite frankly. No. It's not as top of the story. It still obviously I guess is, but it just feels like every minute there was just, I'd be on my computer and things would be popping up. This one's live, that's live, this is live. And you're seeing it. I mean, if you watch any of the morning shows, they're socially distancing and doing their shows. The night shows, they're trying to do it, as well. Like, it has been fun to follow some of the like YouTube videos and things. Who is it that his name just totally escaped me? That's doing. They're so funny.
John Krasinski. He's doing
John Krasinski. Yes.
The Good News Show.
My gosh, yeah.
I've enjoyed that. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
I think I mentioned David Spade.
There's a lot of positive stuff,
David Spade has been doing one that's been really good. I have enjoyed watching John Oliver doing it from his house. Like if you have HBO, like that has been good. And if I could just personally nominate John Oliver to speak for like me.
You would.
Like
He's funny.
And he says all the things that I feel, but in
Yeah,
a
John
much
Oliver is
funnier
awesome.
way.
Yeah. Just a few things that are going on, like that we've been doing. I got this great idea from a webinar that I was on last week, I think. But we're getting ready to launch a community partner give back like program. So all of our community partners, meaning charities or local businesses, that we're going to honor up to $500 gift certificate if you spend with those businesses before this date. So, for example, if you go ahead and buy an online class with this fitness studio we partner with, or you give to Fetch a Cure, which is a charity that we work with, or pre-book an appointment with a salon that we work with, or buy online from a little clothing boutique, we up to $500 will honor a gift card they can use for the rest of the year when we open, as a way of getting them to use those small businesses.
That's amazing. So how are you
it's a
validating?
win-win.
Do they
Yeah.
send you a
Yeah.
receipt?
Yeah. So they would just send me a copy of their receipt and we'll total them up. And they had, obviously we can only do one gift certificate per family, the whole nine, up to $500, which
Yeah, you have to cap it.
Yeah, I can do that because for me, $500 would essentially mean a complimentary session and a small gift print. That's what they could get. So they will get something. I also know that with my sales plan, with my, with our plan and the way we run our studio, that 86% of people buy. So I'm willing to take that percentage chance that I give away a free 5x7 and my time. I'm willing to do that for a marketing purpose. So there is a marketing at the core of this. It's a marketing move for me.
Absolutely.
But the great thing is that I'm able to get them to support these other small businesses that really need the business. And maybe they'll go ahead and pre-buy a gift certificate or donate now or pre-book or buy online to keep these businesses moving forward. And I'm excited. And a lot of our clients own small businesses. So that's who we usually partner with, our client base, like businesses that our clients own.
Well, like you said, it's a win-win all the way around, and no shame in marketing right now. That's all you have,
right?
You know what I mean? Market smart. Don't fire sale anything like we've said that before. But I mean that's smart marketing. It's
incentive marketing, right? Incentive marketing, and incentive marketing works. And at the base of it, it's a great cause. So just wanted to share that idea. We haven't launched it yet, but we're going to launch it next week. And I'm excited about it. I have to get my partners all on board. I've been doing every week a blog and emails talking about these partners. So we're kind of accumulating it together, and then we'll just do this blast, support these businesses. And people are excited about it. My client / small business owner friends are excited, and it's just breathing some life into us right now.
I'm sure you've covered this on some other panels, but for our audience too, is there a minimum purchase? Because it's up to $500 gift card. Is there a minimum purchase on that?
From us?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, it will be no strings attached. It's a $500 gift card, will expire at the end of the year. So it's a $500, voucher or whatever. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the legal terms for it, that will expire. It does have an
code.
Yeah. It does have an expiration date.
Okay.
And they can use it until then because it's free. They're not buying it from me. They're not buying it. So, there's not a lot of rules. It's just if they go online and buy from this boutique, or they make a donation here, or they book an event or party with this caterer or event place, they may say, I was going to go ahead and book a party. My daughter's getting married next year, or we're going to do a graduation party in the late summer. So let's go ahead and book at this place or book this caterer, and I'll just put $500. I'll send them my receipt, and then they get a gift card from me for $500. I'll probably print them up and mail them with a note or whatever, and I'll keep it on file that they can use it anytime, this year on a new session. It's just a way for me to. It's incentive marketing, but it's still marketing.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It is giving away my time in one print, but like I said, I know 86% will buy. So there's just a lot of great reasons why I think this will be a good thing for my community, in my business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh, okay. So in my head, I'm just like listing off.
Yeah, what businesses and charities. So I know that you wanted to launch your passion project this year, and I obviously that's probably been delayed a bit.
It's on hold, yeah.
Yeah, but you could reach out to the charity and say, hey, let's do this first. And
Yeah.
that can lead to other things, you know? So, yeah, if you're in a BNI group or you're in a networking group and you have those businesses, this is just a really nice way to connect with those businesses and all of you guys work on something together and you can cross promote it. It'll be good for you, for your business, because hopefully they'll promote it. You know, hey, if you spend with us now, Hazen Fisk Photography will give you a credit to use later.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is.
Absolutely. I have there's a spa up the street from me. I love where the studio is located now. It's funny because it used to be just 2 blocks up the road and the difference in 2 blocks in
Crazy,
Tallahassee is
right?
insane.
Wow.
But there's a spa up the street from me called Bumblebee Waxing, and they sent out an email recently that was kind of along the same lines. That were like, we want to partner with you. Like it was sent out like, do you have a small business? Let's do some cross
Yeah.
promotion. Like they were just like blanket sending out like, we'd love to talk about you and we'd love for you to talk about us.
Right.
And like I kind of like how the small businesses are joining up.
I do
You
too.
know, I think that's a cool thing. We have several restaurants in the neighborhood too that have been like, you can stop by this brewery and pick up, you know, a thing of beer, and also stop by this place next door and get the pizza, and then it's all one price. You know what I mean? Like they've got like
Yeah,
and then
that's
like a
awesome.
dessert at this other place,
Oh,
and
that's
and then
cool.
you just make the curbside pickup at all 3 places that are within a block of each other, and then it's one flat rate,
Oh,
and they
that's
run
awesome.
those on the weekends. You know?
Fun. That's
Yeah,
really fun.
yeah.
Yeah, because you think about it, that brewery on its own, it's kind of hard. You know, you probably aren't going to just run. You're less likely to just run the brewery. But if you could go, oh, beer, pizza, and cupcakes, no brainer. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
if
That
you're
makes
not
sense.
us, you wouldn't just go to the brewery.
Maybe you would.
We
I'm
have
sure.
our favorite brewery is actually not far from the house, and so but I can order online, and then you go and you call them when you show up in the parking lot, and they come out when they've sanitized everything, and then they hand it off to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supporting small business.
We're trying, obviously. I mean, it's kind of hard. Anything we've ordered food, my favorite caterer, I use them a lot. They are doing a really nice Easter dinner thing. So
That's
I
nice.
did order from them. You know, and anything we've eaten out, I've only used local restaurants. Because we have our favorites and we want to support them. We're all trying, but you know, mostly we're cooking and eating in, quite frankly. But it's just kind of crazy. But anyway, I'm excited about this, and I wanted to share it today because I've gotten such great response from my community partners, and I do think, you know, even though it's not going to help right now me, maybe it'll help them.
Hmm.
It'll keep my name out there, and I think it could feed some, you know, sessions after June
I
10th.
don't think, yeah, I don't think there's anything, there's no, anything that you can do to keep your name out there is a wonderful idea.
Yeah,
Anything you can do to keep working with your community is a wonderful idea. I wholeheartedly support it. I started to feel a little weird that the stay-at-home photography series had gotten picked up so often, and then I smacked myself in the face and I was like, get over it. It's good that it's being picked up in multiple places, because I was
it's
like,
amazing. Yeah,
because I was like, you know what, this is what I have right now. Like this
exactly.
is what I have to work with. I will give you another positive that happened this morning. So I have not yet gone and because I really want to go to the studio, which nobody's been in, obviously, but us, and deep clean and then take some really phenomenal video and pictures and do like a studio tour.
Yeah,
I think we talked about it last time. So I haven't gotten all that finished yet. I'm thinking this weekend is the weekend to try. Again, motivation problems this week, and board meeting. But we hung everything right before the weekend, last weekend, and then I shared an image of, the dad and the little boy jumping that was
hmm
in one of the big walls. So I have a 40 by 60 frame canvas in there, right by the front door. And I put it on my Instagram, but I also sent it to the client and said, I can't wait till you can see this in person. And she goes, oh my gosh, I'm going to show this to them. I'm going to wait till dinner and show it to him at dinner because it'll be so exciting. So she texted me this morning and she goes, my husband loves it. We have to have one just like it. And I was
yeah,
like, yes,
yes,
of course you do, because it's amazing
yeah.
looking.
It is amazing. It
And
is.
and I'm so excited, and it's even from afar, and they haven't even got to see it in person yet.
Yeah.
That they were excited to. So now I'm working on like doing that online, and they're already paying off a payment plan that they had already purchased with me, and so it's like that was very positive news this morning. That was
Yeah.
that was very positive. So there's things that I'm just looking forward to. I've been trying to focus on that. Like what,
Yeah.
what restaurant will I go to the minute that I can, and what will we do? Who will we see the minute that we can? I really want to see my
Yeah.
mother-in-law and my parents,
Yeah,
Like that,
I know.
I feel like I'm glad that my parents have each other, but my mother-in-law is I self isolating in her home, and of course my brother-in-law is checking on her all the time. They live in the same city, but like she told me this morning, this broke my heart, and she may even be watching on our Facebook. She said, she goes, I know we weren't supposed to this morning, but I just made Bo hug me. I needed physical
Oh,
touch. She hasn't. I didn't think about that, and I
yeah,
thought about it for like all of my friends that are single or,
yeah.
living alone or like
Widowed or divorced. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
a lot of
she's a
people.
widower, and it didn't. I felt awful for not even thinking about it, but it hit me this morning, and it was tough, because she's like, I know we weren't supposed to, and he works in the hospital, so it was risky. He's a nurse,
Yeah.
and he's been exposed to it, but he was careful, and they held themselves away, and she said that that they hugged this morning, and I was like, oh,
Oh, that's so sad.
because I know, isn't it awful?
Oh, yeah. That's
So
hard. That's really hard.
we
Yeah.
talked this morning. Lucy FaceTimes her every day, and so I got Lucy wouldn't let me talk to her this morning. Like they're very focused, but I got a couple of words in. She told me that, and she's like, I can't wait to come see you. I can't wait to come visit. So what I am looking forward to is like planning trips. So many trips got postponed. So many visits
Hmm.
got postponed, and all that. And so I think what's nice is we still have things to look forward to.
Yep.
It's just the not knowing when they are.
Agree.
That's rough,
Yeah. I agree. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, planning, these session gift certificates. I don't know when they'll happen,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to start talking about it. Something that our friend, Catherine Langsford, I'll give her full credit. I was talking to her last week, and she's in Canada, but she's been working on, and it reminded me when you said that about the dad and boy jumping. She's working on emails that will go out when it lifts, and going back, people she hasn't seen in like 3 years or so, finding something from the session that she loved, maybe they didn't buy, and kind of sending them an email and saying like, it's been a while, and now that we've gone through this, I'd love to see you again, type of email, and showing them that 3-year-old, 4-year-old picture, meaning it's that old, not that the child or whatever is that old,
Sure, yeah.
but showing them that and saying, let's update this. But going through her, her client base, if you have
Mm-hmm.
a client base, it's it's a priceless tool. Think about something you can do, kind of going through your files and, doing something like that, or creating artwork, which, you really have that hanging on your wall, but find something that you think, they really did love this, and put it on a wall, put it on a white wall, put a frame on it, whatever. You can do this in Photoshop and share it. And then say, I
Mm-hmm.
just love this. This is going to be a new sample, or I'm using this for a marketing piece. You may get that text message the next day. Hey, you know what? I have to have that.
So I heard
Now
that
more than ever, I think people are going to do that.
White House has an app now where you can mock those things
Yes.
up, right?
Yes. I've
So
heard that too.
that's something to look into. I haven't played with it myself yet, but I've heard about it. And
Yes.
then, of course, there's Fundy where you can mock those things up
Yes.
too. Or if you're using ProSelect, you can mock those things up. But also, 3XM has that little designer that
Yes,
you
that's
can use,
true.
and it looks really good. I did
It
one.
does look great.
I did one and used it for a marketing piece. So, like, those are some places where you could just drop in an image and reach out. And here's another really good excuse. See, I like talking to you. I get so unmotivated, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, and then we could
So
do
we
this.
have to do
Then
this
we
because
could
we
do
motivate each other. But see, you just motivated me by, oh, sorry, Ricky.
this.
You just motivated me by telling me that. I'm like, why am I not doing that? I have all these images I've been painting. I need to share them. Like, I need to put a frame on it and say,
Mm-hmm.
I love this, because worst thing that happens is they don't say anything, but you may get that text message just like, I have to have it. I have to
Yeah.
have it.
And maybe you can go through your client list too, and it's the ones that maybe you could start with the ones that were in a certain bracket as far as what you
Yep.
purchased and then move down from there. But here's a good excuse to go through it. Now is a really good time to check on your backup system. So
Mm.
if you're like me, the way I do things is I have an online cloud system that I back everything up to, but I also have like external hard drives that as soon
Yes.
as I fill it up, I buy a new one and I move on to a new one. But not all of them are fully like as archived as I'd like them to
Hmm.
be. I did some essentials, but now's a good time to go through and do that. And so while you're doing that, pick a year,
Right.
and start looking through the sessions. I'm guilty of that. I went through and I was uploading. I had to find something for a client because she She wanted to do a combined album. Over the years, and she's a great client. She's been with me for 10 years, and I would deny her nothing. Like, seriously, like she's that person, and certainly has supported me and been awesome the whole time. So of course, if she wants a combined year album, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
So I was going through and unarchiving all her combined year albums and putting them on a proofer so she could go and select the images for it.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
realized that like I have some gaps in my backups.
Yep.
And
That's what Jamie's been working on big time, because he's alone. I mean, I haven't seen Jamie for 3 weeks. And he's at the studio where he lives, and but that's what he's been working on. And I need to. We've quarantined long enough. I think that I could work with him. My family's coming over on Sunday. I mean, they've all been quarantined.
If they haven't gone anywhere and
right.
they've been alone for 2 weeks, and neither of you,
no, I haven't been anywhere.
Right.
Nope.
And you know it for a fact, then Jamie should just come move in.
I know. Don't say that. Jamie, if you're listening, that's not an offer.
Jamie and
no, my kids haven't seen him. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's kind of weird. But, because, like Teddy died too, right? Before we went to Africa. So he doesn't have Teddy.
Right?
Yeah, no. Teddy was it. But we thought our travel schedule was so full. He was going to wait, I mean, we had a lot of plans. They're all gone. But archiving, that's a really great point. But, you get through and you go, wow, why isn't this on my website? Or I should make a studio sample of this. Or, create a mock-up and share it. I mean, just say, gosh, got all this time, because people are at home and want people that can buy can still buy, and they want to be able to buy things.
They want to support. I'm still booking. I had a senior client. Well, she's not a senior client. She's a longtime client who has a senior now.
Right.
And and she was like, the school pictures were terrible, and are you taking sessions yet? And I was like, I'm not until May unless that changes. And she was just like, oh my God, and we talked about this before you get too busy, before you get bombarded.
That made me feel so good when she said that. Mm-hmm. And I told you, I think we talked about it, and I still say this, like, I'm giving them the first available, and then I'm giving them 10 days later in case it gets pushed. But right now, all signs are looking like we could come out of this earlier in Virginia, because our date was so late.
It was late. Yeah.
But Northam, I think our governor wanted to say, worst case scenario, we can change it, versus every week you think it's over and they add a week. I think that's more disheartening.
That is disheartening when you think you're coming around an end. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Florida will be done by the end of April. That's the hunch. You know what I mean?
For Florida, it's like April 22nd. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need probably 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we're in mid-May. I think mid-May is realistic, but I obviously, what do I know? I thought we would be out of this at the end of April. So I'm trying to
put everybody, mid to late May.
Yeah. Yeah. And give them a backup date. Kind of like, we used to do when you work outdoors, rain dates. Mm-hmm. So that, because you're going to get booked up, you're going to be busy, so that they get that next available. If that date doesn't work, then you get the next available. I think that gives people hope. And I think it also lets your VIPs, your great important clients know that they're important, and you want to make sure that they're one of the first to get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think in a few weeks we can start messaging that in our social media and in our emails. You know what? We're planning on opening, we're coming out of this, and, we're going to give you the first appointments, your client list or whatever. Yeah. I think that's a we can share soon-ish.
Well, I mean, before you're bombarded. Like, I don't know. Like, it's such an optimistic viewpoint, and it's and it's quite possibly very true. She's a dermatologist, and she knows. She knows. She says, I'm going to be bombarded. I have people whose Botox injections are past due. And they are eager to get in. Same with hairstylists. Can you imagine? Like, people who go every 6 weeks or 4 weeks for color, like
bang trim.
Look at the bangs. Like,
you're actually looks good. Okay, when you don't do it like that. But my hair, I'm gonna be a full on lion. I mean, my hair is just getting so full on the sides. I'm just pushing it down. It's just so full. I get it thinned, so it's
Yeah, I get it too. I know that our listening audience can't see it, but this whole section here becomes a big lion.
Volume.
It's voluminous. Becomes very, very
voluminous.
Yes. Very voluminous. So we will see how that. It may just be up, and I may have just like the opposite of a mullet. It'll be long in the front and short in the back. I'll just have
There
it
you
up.
go. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, we'll see. If I start top knotting the bangs at some point,
Wow.
it's die. I am not going to cut these bangs.
No, don't. That's a risky move, girl. I
I am
mean,
not doing it.
bangs, it's just one little slip and it just falls apart.
No.
Bang trimming is an art.
It is indeed an art.
Leave it to the
I
professionals.
trust very few people to do it correctly. And what's funny is you've met Bethany and Rita, obviously,
Yeah.
because they came. But I'm a nightmare for Bethany. Like, Bethany has been cutting my bangs for years, and every time I'm anxious. Every time. And she's like, really? Like,
You don't trust me yet? Well, we all have those clients who are like, please make me look good. Or you make me. I'm like, I've been photographing you for 20 years. I always make you look good. Don't worry. But I mean, some people are anxious. We get that as photographers, right?
yeah. I totally get it. I had somebody call today. It's sort of along the same lines. Called today and he wanted headshots done, and he wanted me to go find him on Facebook so I could go, because he hates all pictures of himself, and he wanted me to go on Facebook, look at his profile, and look at pictures of him, none of which he liked.
Okay.
But he wants to hire me to work to do his pictures. He's not going to like them, but I may want to go study ahead of time to go look at if I'm. I know.
Wow.
I didn't know what to say. I went, okay, well, listen, I'm going to send you some more information. I would love to have you book online. Just there were headshots. I'm probably not going to go do research on this.
You want me to go look at what you don't like? Okay, that's no pressure there.
Yeah. He was. It's interesting. I know what I want, but I don't know what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's when, I think people like that, they just are begging for us to tell them what they want.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. If I get that kind of client, I'm like, okay, I see where we're going here. I'm going to be taking control of this and just telling you what to do.
Yeah. That's
Now, if they resist that, then they're not my client. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now we're done. But a lot of times people just, honest to God, they start that because they don't know what to ask. They don't know what to do. And they just want to be told because they're exhausted. They just need you to tell them what to do.
I always feel like for some clients, especially the headshot ones, the ones that didn't choose to get the headshot, like the office needs them to get the headshot. Those are the most fun because they come in frazzled and like, I hate my hair. I hate I look terrible in photos. I don't know what you're going to do with this. And you're just like, so anyway, I'm Kira.
Nice to meet you. It's like the guy that the mom literally like shoved him out of the car to get his senior portraits. Yeah. And he's literally got like one sock on. Mm-hmm. Hasn't shaved in 3 days.
Yeah.
It's that kid. I'm like, oh man. But it always ends up. I mean, those are the ones that need a little extra TLC and special.
I can't say it to the commercial clients, but with those senior guys, especially the one that I've got coming up next month from the dermatologist, I'm going to be like, do it for mom, buddy. Don't do this for you. Do it for mom.
That's what Jessie always says. She photographs most of the seniors, and she's like, come on, give me that face your mom's going to love. And she's younger, and she can do it. But they do really well with her. But she always says that. Yes, it's for your mom. And usually you say to a kid, a guy that age, you say, do it for your mom. They're like, okay. Because they love their moms.
Well, of course, hopefully. They're good. They're good mama's boys. But yeah, like anytime my brother has been reluctant to anything, I'll just be like, do it for mom.
Do it for Janet. Mm-hmm. She deserves it.
Mom's lonely too, She's having a hard time. She's at the bank, which is by appointment.
Yeah.
And she's holding fast with not dyeing her hair, which I am proud of her. By the way,
wow.
Because right before this happened, we started the process of transitioning her gray out, which is a long process.
Yeah.
And we only got one step, and it was the biggest step, and it's actually just kind of growing out. Now, maybe this could be the best thing for it. But
I think so.
I am proud of her for not box dyeing it, for Amazon ordering some box dye. I'm very proud of her for not doing it because she's sticking with it. She's sticking with it. And I told her, I was like, nobody's seeing you. You got like 1 or 2 people at the bank and then by appointment clients and
wear a hat. Just start wearing a hat. Janet just shows up with a jaunty beret on.
I was going to say,
a
anything
fedora.
anything she puts on is adorable.
Adorable. Yeah,
She
your
can't-
mom is adorable.
She has a real hard time looking bad. Mom.
Yeah, I don't, Jamie Hayes would say that Janet Dodd could not look bad.
No, Jamie Hayes has a crush on my mother.
Major crush on Janet Dodd. Major crush on Janet Dodd. And not in a weird way, like in a very gosh, your mom.
She's a beautiful woman,
Yes,
my
yes.
mom. She really is.
Yes.
She looks fantastic. So yeah, no, she would. If I look like that and I'm 65 and people are saying that on the internet, I will take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Well, we kind of turned this around. I mean, I mean,
really did. God, I was getting on here. I was like, ugh. I'm gonna turn on the charm.
well, going back to the original topic, it is hard when I see and know the wink, wink, the people are out there doing that, and it makes me mad because it's like, come on, I want to be out there too. But you know what? I guess like I tell my kids, and I think I've even said it to you, Shakira. We cannot put the standards we hold ourselves, we cannot hold others. So when I get judgy about seeing it or knowing it's happening, I have to say, wait a minute. I've decided to do what I feel like is the right thing. I cannot judge for them. Somebody posted this the other day, and I know we're trying to wrap this up, but they said, people get on social media and they're like slamming people or, shaming people because maybe they went to the paint store, the yard store, they're out. But you know what? Maybe they have to busy their idle hands because, if not, they might go back to old habits or habits they've been trying to break. Meaning, and I've heard a lot about this right now, with the people that have maybe addiction issues or different things. This is a real struggle and they have to busy those idle hands. So I'm not saying that that's why people are still taking sessions, but I don't think we can judge but so harsh because I have standards and I've decided what I'm going to do. I just need other people to do the same. And if hopefully they're making the right decision for them, and I just have to trust
and
that.
you have to just do what you think is right and what you can.
Yep.
That you feel like you can contribute to the solution.
That's all we can do.
That's
Yeah.
all we can do.
That's all we can do.
That's literally-
We had a podcast come out today, and this one is live, and this one I guess will be recorded and come out.
It's going to come out next week. So I think for a little bit anyway, we'll probably be a week behind. But so anyone who's watching us on social media, on Facebook, is going to have the opportunity to catch it a week ahead.
Good
It's
for
like
them.
a sneak peek for being like super fans, for jumping on.
Yeah, our two super fans, our moms. No.
We have two. My mom was on. I was actually. I noticed. I'm trying not to pay too much. We're getting fun comments happening on Facebook. But so hi everybody. Steve Radcliffe and Ronan are on, and Susan Rollins on. My mom was on for a second, and Allison. I'm just doing shout outs now. Robin Thompson, Michelle Williams, Trish Gilmore, Amanda Hunter. We had a lot.
I think Trish had enough of us over the past.
I know
2
you think Trish was over it. Gabrielle.
I think she's in her basement. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Trish, in your basement.
Melissa Thompson, if I hadn't already said it.
Ooh,
It's fun having a little live audience for this, and you guys got a little sneak peek of next week's. But yeah, we posted the new one today, and we recorded it before the pandemic, and so I had forgotten completely about what it was, and I listened to it today as I was putting it out, and I was like, oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun. It's so good. We love to hear from you guys. So you're posting on Facebook or sending us messages. We love it. I think we're going to keep trying to go live once a week for a bit because we can.
Yeah.
And we're liking it. And I can't thank you guys enough. But where can they find us, Kara Daraberry?
Well, they can follow us on Instagram at Get Your Shoot Together. Follow us on Facebook at Get Your Shoot Together. Email us at girl@getyourshoottogether.com and subscribe to us on all the places where podcasts are produced and put into the ether. See you guys next time.
Thanks, y'all.
All right.